So AMC and GME had a huge day today. The main question that a lot of you may have is, are the meme stocks back? In today's video, we're going to dive into the details, what to expect tomorrow for both of these stocks, AMC and GME. I'm also going to be sharing with y'all some stocks to keep on your watch list because there are a lot of stocks reported earnings, so we got to look at some of those. And I'm going to be doing an update on some of the stocks that I mentioned in the last video. Alright, y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. We got the SPY, and today we got another doji, which is pretty annoying. Again, this is the SPY futures. Even if I go onto the NASDAQ futures, we still get another doji. The only indices that really had a big move today was the Russell 2000. It gapped up a lot, and then it pretty much gave back all of those gains that it made during the weekend throughout the whole day. Like I told y'all before, set those alerts up here at 207.5 and at 207 exactly. There is a huge level of resistance. Eventually is going to break, and you don't want to be to miss out or to be left out of that massive push to 220. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but the main thing that you can do is to be prepared by setting these alerts on your charts. All right, now tomorrow, something that I actually just found out, I'm gonna show you guys this thing right here. Perfect. All right, on Finviz, apparently the PPI report is gonna be put out tomorrow morning. I didn't know that until like 2 minutes ago when I checked this website. All right, usually they report the CPI first before the PPI, so I think it's a bit surprising to me. Can the PPI really shift the market? I think it could. So I want y'all to watch carefully how the NASDAQ is going to behave at 18,150 bucks, if it even gets there. All right, so just watch it closely. If tomorrow we close below that level, then I would be worried about the reaction of the CPI the next day on Wednesday. So we're gonna touch on that again in tomorrow's video. All right, but for now, let's take a look at AMC and GME. First and foremost, GME, that move, we're gonna go right here. Was it predictable? It's kind of tough to say. It's really tough to say. They put out news about, I believe, Roaring Kitty posted on X, and a lot of the meme stocks liked it, and it ended up opening a lot higher. The stock was altered throughout the day, especially in the morning right here during the bullish move to 38 and the bearish move back down to 30. And right now, I think it needs to cook sideways. Tomorrow we might see a push all the way up to like 42, and then we're gonna see a pullback. All right, I do think it's going to, like, I don't think it's gonna keep running for days and days and days. I think it's going to chill out. There's massive amount of resistance at the top with GME, especially around like 50 bucks. Whenever you see these wicks right here, these are combination of two types of traders. There are short sellers who are located at these wicks, right? And there's also FOMO buyers who bought it with no care in the world, hoping for a move back up to like 100 or 150, who have been waiting for months and months for another opportunity for the stock to go up there so that they can break even. Okay, and they might actually get it tomorrow. I think they might get it tomorrow. The volume is tremendous, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see that before we see GME kind of tumble back down to like $33 tomorrow. Now the other stock, AMC, that one had a structure on there. It did. It definitely did. This one was a bit more predictable than GME because of this bullish pennant that's on there. It was cooking for a bit, and then it finally broke out after they put out that news. And the stock is pretty much being hyped up. The volume is extremely high compared to every other day that compared to the past like 3 weeks or maybe even months of the stock. Right now, after hours, we're trading a bit higher, around 650. Could it go a little bit higher? I definitely think it can. In the coming months, could we see a big move up to like these regions? I'm not sure yet, but because these gaps are there, but because also in the market, whenever we have these gaps, eventually they're gonna get filled at some point in time. Not all gaps, but most gaps. All right, and from here, from $5 all the way up to like $23, that's a lot of money to be made. Okay, that's a lot of money to be made. So just keep AMC in mind. This is the first structure. This is the first day that we're seeing. Tomorrow, the stock could actually be really generous to the swing traders, and we could see it go up to even $8 before we see this thing actually retrace back down to 5, and we see this thing actually trading sideways before we see another move either by like near the end of the month or in June. Okay, so that's my thoughts on AMC and what I think could happen tomorrow. Like $7.50, maybe $8. That's where I see the stock going before we retrace back down. Now, some stocks to keep in your watch list for tomorrow. SE is reporting earnings in the morning. Now this one right here, if we go onto the daily chart, the stock have been beaten down from the highs of 372 and it's down by quite a bit. Let's see, this is 80% at least. Let me see this thing. Negative 82%. Okay, so we've been beat down. The gap on the left right here got taken care of. The gap right here also got taken care of right there. The next one to worry about is this, the one at 86 bucks. Will we take care of that one too? I think it's a maybe. I have my alerts on there. You feel free to set your alerts as I have on the charts. We're looking for a bullish, a good reaction from their earnings report, meaning we're looking for a gap up to 67 bucks out the gates, and we want the first green candle to look like this, solid green candle with the volume exceeding 500,000. A million shares traded in volume in the first 5 minutes would be nice, but that's kind of what we want to see. Because if you go on the weekly and we just zoom in this region, it kind of looks like a left shoulder, a massive head, and a right shoulder right here, right? And right now it's kind of trading at the neckline. So a positive reaction will really set the structure up for a bullish move. So patiently wait. Don't force anything. Trade what the market gives you, all right? I'm leaning more towards bullish because, again, for these videos, I like to pick a side. I'm not going to be neutral on this. I'm going to pick a side, all right? So we'll see. I could be wrong and the stock could actually just drop all the way down to 60. Then at that point, I really wouldn't be interested in it. But I want to see the positive reaction on it in order for me to consider taking this one for a trade long, especially if it breaks above. There's actually a bull flag on here when I erase these things. There's a bull flag cooking on there. So if we see that break, I'll be very interested in it. All right, so keep your eyes on SE. Now the next one, this one is a bit more expensive. It's Home Depot. And it's also on a bigger discount, I would say. So this is Home Depot. It dropped from the highs of 400. And it's also reporting earnings in the morning. Let's see the weekly. The weekly is kind of... it looks like the bears are taking over on the weekly. I would be cautious on that one. I'm almost leaning bearish. I don't want to lean bearish on this one, but I feel like I have to lean bearish. Because of this. Y'all remember what I told you guys about the Dow Jones? This is the Dow Jones, and this is how it was looking right now. The Dow Jones was creeping up for days, and typically, like I told y'all, the end of this bullish move should be around 398. Maybe I was being a little greedy, but it looks like 396.66 could be the high, could be the top. It could be, right? And since HDA is definitely part of the Dow Jones, and it could move the Dow Jones, and with this move like this, I wouldn't be surprised to see it pull back. That's why I'm kind of saying that I have to lean bearish towards Home Depot because of how everything is setting up. I wouldn't be surprised to see a drop or an IV crash on the stock. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. So that's my thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button. As always, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so definitely click on that subscribe button and click on the notification bell. That way you get notified when I release these videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nguma and at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.